Hello, everyone. So welcome to AI literacy session led by myself, Dr. Işıl Berkün. So I am the founder of Digifab AI. I'm also a ex-Intel staff AI engineer with almost more than a decade in yield optimization, industrial AI, and process engineering. So I also hold a PhD in electrical engineering, experiences at Columbia, Portland State, LinkedIn Learning for teaching to more than 300,000 people so far. So I'm really excited today to meet you on this session called AI for Literacy for Working Professionals. So I'm really thankful that you carved this time from your schedule. I know you all are very busy individuals. So thank you so much for meeting me in this quick intro to AI literacy today. And I, day to day, bridge the gap between deep tech teaching, real time uh, additive manufacturing quality with AI, and at this time, building Digifab AI to unlock scalable, hardware-free quality automation. So with that, I look forward to get started. So let's see what we will cover today. So we will be covering AI literacy for professionals for modern AI. So why today AI literacy is a strategic skill. We will cover that. And we will cover core AI building blocks, such as LLMs, RAG, agents. Then we will move on to practical tools that you can use today after this session. And then we will look into how to get started with the next steps. So my goal isn't to turn you into a data scientist with this quick AI literacy session. However, it's to help you confidently recognize, adopt, and lead with AI in your own role or your own organization. So I have led initiatives at Intel, and I will bring my knowledge from my teachings from Columbia, Portland State, LinkedIn Learning for more than 10 plus courses to 300,000 people. So this will be like in a pill format that you can take away something and apply to your work. So first of all, let's start by emphasizing AI as a buzzword is not magic, right? It's an equation. So what I call it's a leverage equation, which means data and pattern recognition multiplied by context is the actual AI value. So in a simpler terms, we can call it math plus data plus scale is AI. It's actually systems thinking, which we will go in more flow charts in the upcoming slides. But we can think of it as automated pattern recognition applied at speed. I think that's the simplest way I come up with to explain. The real opportunity here, though, is asking where in my work, as you are watching this, where in my work is there redundancy, is there delay, or decision fatigue? So those are our signals. That's where AI becomes a leverage for us instead of a buzzword that everyone is keep posting or talking about. Freeing you up to focus on creativity, insight, and strategy. So I like to summarize this with three lenses here, and I call them the three lenses framework, which includes the following. It includes automation. So in other words, can we take a repetitive task today and remove it? Think of summaries like reports, routing in your day-to-day work, and can you automate this? Next, augmentation. Can we assist a human to make better and faster decisions? Think AI helping analysts, marketers, HR teams. You can think of any teams that augmentation can touch today in your business. And the next one is inform. Can we derive insights from massive, and usually right? 99% dirty data that we may not be able to make sense in that large scales, right? So ask yourself, what parts of my day are mentally expensive? And please drop it in the comments. What parts of your day in your work is mentally expensive but logically predictable? So it's expensive, but there's a prediction route in the end of the tunnel. That's where we can apply these three strategic lenses. Now, I want to next touch up on tools versus agents. So with that three lenses approach, there are many ways, many exits that we can take from this particular concept, right? So most people use AI today as a tool, using ChatGPT. Write me an email, help me respond to this text, or summarize this meeting notes from this transcript, etc. But the next level, what we keep hearing is agents, and we are going to decode what this means in this session. So agents are nothing but systems that can plan steps, that can interact with different APIs, and they can adapt dynamically in this workflow. So we can think of tools like helpers and agents as collaborators that execute workflows with autonomy. That's the difference from a human collaborator versus AI-assisted agent that's collaborating with us. There is sort of a autonomy that takes a more productive approach. As we move forward, agents will be embedded in everything from CRM to operations. So now let's go ahead and look at the modern AI stack today in a very simplified kind of a chart form. So this is what exactly is happening behind the curtain in apps like Notion AI, if you are using it for taking notes, Relevance AI, or even custom GPTs. This series is the same, right? You input a question or task, the system retrieves relevant information. That's where we have the vector databases, right? Then it sends the right context to LLM. For example, the most commonly used LLM that we know day to day is GPT-4 and returns a response, right? And then we got modular tools like LangChain, Pinecone, OpenAI API make this very scalable even to small teams. So I encourage you to think of these modular tools not for big corporations, rather, even if you are leading a small team or a one-person startup, these modular tools play a huge role in the efficiency of your workflow. So the power lines in thinking of this like a train wagons, right? We chain these together in ways that match your workflow. So that's the beauty of these tools, that they are modular and quite flexible. Okay, next go ahead and move on to the next slide. So we will also touch up on a little bit of prompt engineering, although it deserves its own video, own topic. And let me know if you would like a more expanded talk in this particular area. So prompting can be, think of like speaking AI's language, right? Just like we are learning Spanish, German, English. This is prompting is the language of AI that we should master. So if we are taking one lesson from this talk today, please take that prompt engineering is a must. If we are not taking away any tools, let's take the tricks and tips from this prompt engineering. So this is a very powerful skill that helps you to get the output you want from the LLM, not the output LLM thinks is best, right? The output you want to get out of the LLM. So think of it like you have an intern in your company and you want the intern to accomplish some tasks and you are writing a step-by-step approach. What would you do? What would you give to that intern? Well, you want to be, number one, super specific. right? You want to be super specific about the ask. Give examples, set the tone and the format of the output you want. For example, if you want a advice on a legal concept that you need information about, you may want to use roles like you are a legal expert in the beginning and give structure. Answer this question in 3 bullet points, right? And there are other examples that I'm going to go into, but I want you to take the take home message and not be tied into the buzzword or techniques that we will be using, right? So few shot learning, right? What is few shot learning in prompting? We provide examples inside the prompt. And the fancy way of saying in prompt engineering is few shot learning equals to give me examples. Like if I am the intern, I would go to the senior engineer and say, give me examples how to accomplish this task, right? Very intuitive, very day to day. So just like that, you are going to give examples of what you want to achieve to the LLM. Second key point that I want to emphasize is using chain of thought, right? So walk through the reasoning step by step. That's what we call chain of thought. So practice the prompt engineering skill. It directly improves your productivity and clarity from day one. What about the memory of AI, right? Okay, great. We are giving this prompt engineering and asking and teaching, if you will, what we want. But actually, AI has a memory, and the fancy way of saying AI has a memory is nothing but embeddings and vector databases. LLMs like ChatGPT are very powerful, but don't know your data unless you connect your data to it, right? LLM by itself wouldn't know, say, my equipment manual, unless I give the manual PDF, for example, as an input. So that's where embeddings and vector databases come into the picture. So in simpler terms, what is embedding, right? I don't like using buzzwords too much, so let's simplify everything we are saying here in this session. Embeddings are nothing but turning documents or data into semantic math. Nothing more than that. Give me the input, I'm going to give you the math. That's it. Embeddings are doing this particular job, right? What about vector DBs? Well, vector DBs, again, another term we keep reading about, hearing about. These are searchable memory systems that let you ask smart questions against your private data, right? So step one, what did we do? We input our data to the system. And next, with vector databases, we made it searchable now. So in this equipment manual, find me how to troubleshoot error code 101, for example. It will go ahead and search that database for you. And this is the vector databases. And then I want to mention the tools that are relatively plug and play today. So it's not that we go ahead and invent these databases from scratch, right? So we got Pinecone, VV8, Chroma that are pretty much plug and play in this day and age. So it makes the job easier. Another buzzword we keep hearing that I want to demystify today is RAG, right? Rag in, rag out, everything about RAG in the posts, in the media. So this is a game changer, right? Why is this a game changer? Well, RAG systems fetch your own data right before generating a response, right? This reduces hallucinations, making mistakes, and makes the answers grounded in your knowledge base. It's actually going back to your knowledge base and makes them more grounded. Let's give an example to make it more clear. You ask a chatbot about your refund policy, and it retrieves the PDF that you may have input from your system, and it includes it in the LLM's input and gives you a precise, accurate answer about the refund policy for something you bought, for example. This is already being used in internal co-pilots, customer service, and documentation bots. Next term that I want to decode is agents, right? Uh, AI agents are nothing but, we can think of AI that takes action, right? Agents don't just respond by themselves, they decide, they act, and they adapt. So they follow goals. That's the key point. So what they do is they don't just answer the question, they observe the context, decide the next best step. And how does it do it? It does it by APIs or tools, observing the result, and then repeating the process, right? So what is a good example for an AI agent in this context, right? It makes him great for research assistants, competitive monitoring, data cleanup, which is everybody's favorite, data cleanup and reporting, and task automation, like from scraping to summarizing to email prep, right? And there are tools like Crew AI and AutoGPT today that let you orchestrate these. Again, these are plug and play tools that you can go ahead and use immediately. What are some of the agents and tools that are using in your day-to-day? Please drop them in the comments. I would love to know what everyone is using, if you are using any. Or if you are not using any, what is one tool that you make a goal of using in the next week, right? So let's move on to the most important thing. Okay, we know what the agents are on a nutshell, RAG is, conceptually, but doing it right is the step one. Actually, maybe next time I'm going to bring this to the number one slide in the presentation. Comes a little bit later, but it's the number one step, doing it right. Ethics, privacy, oversight, and transparency are items we need to keep an eye every single day, right? So because we have great power in front of our fingertips today, that actually also invites hallucinations and bias, unfortunately. So responsible AI is not just ethical, but it's smart risk management. So what are the best practices to prevent these biases and hallucinations, right? Number one, always have a human in the loop on critical decisions and every decision really. Don't push sensitive data into public APIs. Have your privacy measures really tight. Use tools like Guardrails AI to enforce safety boundaries. And use private hosting when privacy matters, such as Olama, Local AI, and other tools. What are the ethics and responsible adoption steps that you are using today or committed to use after watching this session? Please comment out. So with that, I will wrap this quick overview with the tools we have explored today as a take-home summary to make stuff easy for us. And what are these tools and what smart teams are doing, right? So smart teams today run internal prompt hackathons, right? Inside the company, they have the events and awareness to encourage these hackathons. And then they create private GPTs on, say, ChatGPT team. They embed AI workflows with Zapier AI, Airtable plus GPT, and Notion AI. These are just some examples that you might integrate into your tool set today, but there are many more tools that is available, right? So let's go ahead and see the tools in one big picture, the ones that we touched up today that you can go ahead and look into in the following week. So for prompting and LLMs, we touched on ChatGPT, Cloudy is a great one, and of course Gemini. So practice some of the prompting techniques that we talked about today. Then we got knowledge and retrieval. So we got Llama Index, LangChain, and Relevance AI. What are the key points of these tools? Then we got embeddings and memory. We touched on the flow of what embeddings are, vector DBs, and so on. So Pinecone, Cohere, and Weaviate are one of the largest players in this area. What about automation and agents? So we got AutoGPT, Creve AI, React, and Zapier AI. How about adoption and safety? Well, we got very, very good tools that are popping up every day. Some of the examples that I put on here are GPT-0, Guardrails AI. And lastly, the workflows and teams. So a lot of the teams that I am seeing are using the following tools such as Notion AI, Airtable, and ChatGPT team. Especially teams are creating custom GPTs today for their workflow. So among these, are there any tools that you currently are using in your workplace? If not, what are the top 3 tools that you may want to go ahead and explore? So please comment this out in the section. I would love to know more about your goals and plans for the upcoming weeks. So with that, I really want to appreciate taking the time today from your very busy schedules to come and listen to AI literacy summary talk. And if today opened up new ideas or questions, please keep the momentum going. So there are a couple options that I'm going to suggest. I am starting a AI literacy course for hands-on practice. If you don't know where to start, you can book a discovery call as well. And you can find all of these information at www.digifab.ai, or you can contact me via email as well as follow me or DM me on LinkedIn for more brainstorming or just sharing hi, and these are my goals for the following week. It doesn't have to be a very heavy planning or anything like that. I would love to know what you took away from this particular session today. And I'm always sharing. AI is here. Let's use it well together. And if you have any questions, please drop in the comments. I would love to address them. Again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day.